Like I was like, oh, maybe it's a shart, but I was like, normally I'd be like freaked out about it or sad,
Right.
but in my mind I was like, if it is, I don't care. Like, just like I'm on my way home. Like I don't want people near me anyway, and if it's me that's smelling,
Right.
like all the better because we're trying to keep social distance. I was like, I really didn't care.
That's
I was
hilarious.
just tired and like,
For all our Noonchi podcast fans that are living abroad, outside of Korea, or even people that live here but didn't really have a Korean experience, the friends at KoreanTourGuide.com offers personalized tours, because it kind of sucks when you go to another country and you just go read some blogs and be like, you know what, I want to go try that out, and then you get there and it's shitty, right? But it's better to have like a locals experience anywhere you go, right? So go to KoreanTourGuide.com for your private, personalized local tours and just kick it like a local in Korea. Again, KoreanTourGuide.com. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the I almost said When in Seoul podcast.
yeah.
Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Noonchi
Noonchi
podcast. Woohoo! What
I'm
up?
your host, Danny Cho.
And I am your aloof and scatterbrained Bobby Choy. Dude, you need to focus, man.
That's pretty
You need to fucking focus.
spot
So
on.
these days, can't everything. The whole world is talking about the coronavirus. Like
Yeah.
I personally, I wanted to be like, yo, every episode we mention the coronavirus,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, we still need to talk about it, right?
For me, like I've been watching and listening to podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's talking about it, and it's not like I turn away when I hear it.
Right.
I actually want to know what other people are going through and what they think of it.
Well, I mean, number one, I found it kind of interesting that, I mean, a lot of my Kyopo friends that live in America are like, dude, it's probably safer to be in Korea than in the U.S., right?
Yeah, people are saying that, but
Right. And I go, but it goes into like, I mean, I'm talking to my mom and my sister about this, about like going into like a supermarket, and pretty much a lot of the essentials are gone, right? So like hoarding culture,
yeah.
there's lines. I saw a picture of like lines to get into Kajimarket. Right.
What's that? That's like a HK market.
Yeah, like
One of those,
the California market that's in K-Town, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what they did was basically, it's kind of like a club where they go, all right, 4 people come out, then 4 people come in. You know what I mean? To kind of, like things like that.
That's what they're doing at the yakuks here,
Right.
the pharmacies.
Right. And so my mom was going, it's all the, my mom is supremely, a little bit racist. And so she was like, all the white people are coming into Koreatown because they can't get it at their white supermarkets. So then the Korean supermarkets got a bunch of white people in there, like hoarding. And I was like, Mom, you know that there's a lot of white people that live in K-Town now. She's like, 아무튼 whatever. Right. So, but the hoarding, like we do not have that type of
In that sense, I think we have it a little better.
yeah, toilet paper is abundant in Korean supermarkets.
Yeah, like at one point I was kind of curious myself if I wasn't 100% sure if toilet paper was an issue here. So I went to the market and it was, I mean, we talked about this on the last episode, I think.
Right.
But I'm just looking everywhere, and it seems like there's plenty of food, toilet paper, vitamins,
Right.
whatever people are
Right.
hoarding.
Right.
I asked about it on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
The hoarding is like where that mentality is coming from.
So was there a consensus on your Facebook?
I don't know. I kind of threw out there like, why isn't Korea like having that kind of issue? And well, with the toilet paper, I was wondering if it was like because Korea has a bigger bidet culture than the U.S.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, it's not as big as Japan. When I lived in Japan, bidets were everywhere.
Right.
I don't know how it's going on over there in Japan.
Right.
I'm gonna guess they're not having a toilet paper crisis
Over there either. Yeah. So I mean, bidets, like, okay, so I I don't think it's a bidet issue with the toilet paper. I think it's more of a we're shutting shit down issue, right?
Okay.
And what I'm saying is it makes sense for the U.S. to shut shit down, right? Because of land mass and how big things are and whatever. But overall, Malaysia, they had a shutdown too, right? But they also have a bidet culture. Like, I haven't been there like many times, but I've been there a handful of times. But every place I went to, they had a bidet. Public bathrooms had, but it's not like Korean or Japanese style bidets where it's attached to the toilet.
Yeah.
It's actually separate. It's like
it's small, like a European bidet,
kind of like a hose.
Right.
That you
I'm talking about, like,
right.
When I say bidet culture, I mean like just the electronic bidet.
Right. Yeah.
That most people have at their homes. But are they having a problem with hoarding over there?
Yes.
Oh, they are.
Yeah. So it's and the other part is, I mean, I think we are like really kind of zeroing in on the butthole, right? But like apparently there's a new symptom. There's a I guess the biggest symptom obviously is a high fever and a dry cough, right? But then there is certain extra symptoms like salsa.
Like the diarrheas?
Like the diarrheas.
Okay.
You know, if you're swimming in a lake and you see a brown snake, diarrhea. Dude, I remember there was like a bunch of those sing-songy bullshit things. Anyway, so I guess there is a butthole connection to coronavirus.
Okay.
So they weren't.
So people are worried that they won't have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, there's definitely options.
Right.
Like, we're survivors, you know. If there was no toilet paper, we'd figure it out. Like, for hundreds of years, thousands of years, I'm sure people use leaves and, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I was thinking about this even further. And in Korea, you know, there's not really any place to store anything. If you were hoarding things like toilet paper, like the homes here are generally smaller.
Right.
You know, I mean, this chanko that we're in, this little warehouse or a storage room, is twice the size of my old apartment, wouldn't you say?
That's true.
There's no way, like a lot of the homes in Korea, you can't store 1,000 rolls of toilet paper.
Right.
There's just like nowhere to put anything.
Right. No, that's true.
So that maybe I thought maybe it had something to do with that, with universal health care also. Us having that here in Korea, maybe there's less of a fear of being turned away from a hospital or from healthcare.
It's possible, but
Is
what
it linked to?
But what I heard was that if you don't have symptoms, you can't just get tested. Apparently, in Korea, you know, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, they say if you feel sick, they say stay home, self-quarantine until you do have symptoms,
right. And so that's I mean, I was just talking to a friend on my way over here, and so we have a high school friend who is in the military, but he's stationed in Germany, right? And they're shut down too, and he had to go in because he felt chest pains.
Okay.
And so that's why, I don't know if that's a known symptom, but that's why he went. I also believe that our bathroom culture is different. Last week we talked about wet bathrooms, right?
Yeah.
But like, okay, so it's not a great joke. None of these are. I mean, this is probably me doing my own joke and butchering it. Really, you know, this is new. This is a new corner, right? But in the U.S. or in English, every now and again I'll start off going, "Hey man, my day started off shitty," you know, because like I woke up this morning, I was like, "All right." I was taking a shower. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to have a fresh start to my day. And as I'm drying off, the urge to shit hits me.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm sitting on the toilet taking a dump, thinking, do I go back into the bathtub or the shower and shower again, or do I stay 99% clean the whole day? Because 99% is still an A, right? You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So that's how it's. Every now and again, I'll start off my set with that joke. My day started off shitty.
Yeah.
Right. And then and it's not like a fucking huge laugh, but people kind of like giggle at that, right? But in Korea, I tried it in the Korean language, and they were like, what do you mean? Like, and I realized is because the whole bathroom is you know what I mean? Like, you don't go into another section of your bathroom.
Oh, there's no.
Yeah, you just.
They don't understand that.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, fuck it, go just get your shower head and invert it upside down and clean your asshole, motherfucker. Like, to me, so I think there was another, like, the bathroom culture is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? About things like that. So, well, not the culture, but the.
It's very different.
Yeah.
Like, my wife, like, I've literally seen her go back into the wet bathroom with her socks on. And then, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just her.
Just have chukchukan feet the whole time. Just, you know what I mean? Because,
like, I go through the whole process of, if I have socks on, I'll take them off.
Right.
And then I'll just go in and then dry them off again.
Yes.
When I come back
or
out.
slippers. You have slippers in your house?
We do, and we don't in our room. So after we shower, you got to make some clear decisions on whether, so I try to get everything I absolutely need to get done
right
while I'm in the wet bathroom, so I don't have to go back. No,
but it's well, I'm actually kind of curious about. I like that you have to make decisions, like decisions inside the bathroom.
Yeah.
But these days, as we've been hanging out a lot, you've been a little scatterbrained. Like, for example, like we go, hey, let's go out for lunch. And then you'll leave and then you'll come back and be like, dude, I have to get my mask. Right. So I feel like you're not making.
I'm not focused.
So
I'm losing focus.
So are
clearly.
you focused on the bathroom? Like in terms of bathroom activities, you're fully focused?
No, I always forget. I always forget stuff.
Right.
Literally every day I'm forgetting to, I don't know, like shave. While I try to shave after showering right away. And the floor is wet, everything, I'm still in there.
Right.
Butt naked.
Right.
I shave. I do all my skincare regimen.
Okay.
Like I do. So
you're so Korean, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the lotion on. I get the whatever I have to do.
The skin, the essence, right?
I have my rituals.
Okay.
But every now and then I'll forget. Like if I put all that on, and I try to do my hair. If I don't have time, like I try to dry it and then put gel in, or no, I put wax.
Right.
But these are things that I forget to do. I'll leave the bathroom, dry myself completely.
Right.
Get changed, and I forgot to put wax in my hair. I can do it outside of the bathroom, but I have to go wash my hands.
Right.
And so I gotta go find slippers, or I gotta take my socks off again. I don't know.
So what?
I'm scattered brain all the time.
So is this is it getting? Okay, so were you better, like, or is it getting progressively worse?
Life is just getting progressively worse for me. I feel like I'm not able to focus on anything.
Right.
You see, I can't even speak.
Yeah, like, I never knew you to not be a multitasker, right? So but these days
I have so much on my mind.
Yeah, and I'll say something and you're like, what? And I'm like, hey, motherfucker. Actually, it is frustrating, bro. Right? Yeah. And I'm so but I understand that you have to figure it out on your own.
Everything is like keep the baby safe. Make sure the baby's like, because it's dangerous having a kid and trying to keep him safe. And I wake up all the time just to make sure he's breathing or like he's not like turned over.
Right.
And parents will know what I'm talking about, but sometimes you can't tell if they're breathing. Like you're pretty sure, but you gotta I'll get really close to his face and just like be incredibly silent until I hear him like take a breath.
Wow.
My wife saw me doing that. She's laughing and she was just like, put your hand on his belly.
Yeah.
And that's much easier.
Right.
So I've been doing that more often, but sometimes I don't want to wake him.
Right.
So I still do the breathing test. These are things that are in my mind that I never ever had to worry about before.
I get it.
Those have been bumped up to my priority list, and speaking English is like going lower down on my priority list. I guess.
It's clear that
I can't speak well. I can't focus on anything. Just like, oh man, I'm always forgetting things.
I know.
Yeah.
And so anyway, speaking of forgetting things, or this is not a mental thing. I think it's more of a bodily thing that we kind of encountered yesterday. So, and it kind of relates to the bathroom too.
Oh yeah.
So we went to eat at a friend's restaurant. Sad news is that apparently that they're going to be closing down soon.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of our last, hey man, like, thank you for making great food. And so we had some tacos, we had some burritos. It was good food. And then, on the way to the train, like, we made like a right turn as we were walking, and then I smelled fart, right?
Yeah.
Because you walk faster than me, right? So I'm kind of behind you always in terms of walking. And I'm like, hey, bro, did you fart? And then you were like, yeah, like a while ago.
Yeah.
And then you looked at me and was like, oh, shit. What if it's a shart? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so... And then he said that you would report back to me. So when I was on my way home, you texted me.
No, we split up at the
train station.
At the train station,
Right.
I went straight for the
bathroom,
the Louvre. Yeah, and happy to report that it wasn't a shart.
Okay.
Right. But I mean, the funny thing of that story was like, I didn't really care. Like I was like, oh, maybe it's a shart, but. I was like, normally I'd be like freaked out about it or sad.
Right.
But in my mind, I was like, if it is, I don't care. Like, just like, I'm on my way home. Like, I don't want people near me anyway. And if it's me that's smelling,
right,
like, all the better because we're trying to keep social distance. I was like, I really didn't care.
That's hilarious.
I was just tired and like,
But to me, the funny/sad thing is that when you were younger, there was no doubt in your mind. You can distinguish what a shart is. Like you go and that's a shart, like 100%.
Yeah.
But you got to a point where you're like, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Right. Right. So
I mean, there's probably a quicker way for me to check.
Right.
But I was just like, I don't care. Let's just keep walking. Like, what's it gonna do for me to check? Like, at this point.
Where you like do like front stance, you kind of like wiggle to be like, oh, I feel nothing. None of that. You just.
I mean, yeah, I'm human, right? So like, being uncomfortable it happens. Like, but I'm getting older, and uncomfort is like, it's dropping on my personal priority list.
That's hilarious because if you really think about it, if you did shart.
Yeah.
And you're sitting down on the subway.
Yeah.
Then you're spreading the shart inside your underwear and pants in your lower region.
I don't know. I didn't think it that far.
Yeah. I did. Like... I was like, wait a minute. Is he gonna go home or is he like what's American Pie?
Yeah.
That character that cannot shit outside his house. Are you that guy? Like, can you shit in a subway bathroom?
Yeah, I could.
Okay.
Yeah, in Korea.
Right.
Like, I can't do those squatters.
Right.
The old school ones.
Right.
Which some of the subway bathrooms have.
They do?
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I know they have it because I've gone in one. Like, the first time my first ever emergency in Korea.
Right.
For having to use the restroom was, like, at a subway.
Oh, wow.
And I ran in.
Uh-huh.
When your dongkomong knows when you're close.
Yeah, your butthole. Yeah,
it kind of like makes the decision for you that okay, like I can relax now.
Right.
I opened the door thinking it was gonna be something I could sit down on.
Something you're familiar with, right?
And even with that, I have a ritual. Like I have to like clean it down.
Right.
And then I lay it. They don't have the paper seat covers here.
Right.
So I actually make my own seat cover with toilet paper.
Wow. Okay.
And my mind was like preparing for that. I opened the door and I was like, wait, what's going on? My dongkomong is saying like, oh, it's ready to go. We're ready to go here. Like, mission control, like, and I was so like I had no idea what to do.
Right.
Like literally, there's like a dome in the front.
Right.
I don't know if that's I'm
front.
supposed to be facing that or I'm facing away from it. I'm really bad at kimchi squatting too.
Right.
Like I can't do it. Like something I just not in me to kimchi squat.
Okay.
So I had to like I had to grab both sides of the wall and just kind of work my way, like hold the wall, take my pants off completely and hang it on the on the. I don't know how they do it. If they put it down, bring it down to their ankles or whatnot.
Right.
But I just had no time, so I
Right.
just took it all off and I threw it on the stall door, and I just kind of worked my way down,
Like
and
it's
just
like
let
it's
it come out. But then I found out later I was sitting the wrong way.
So what is the right way?
So you're supposed to face the dome.
Right.
So
Your
if you pee,
right? Yeah.
you have a place to.
like a mini urinal. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, oh man, I'm reliving this nightmare. It was very nightmarish, and but you know,
Wait, so you
Like-
use it as a backstop? You use it as almost like a seat
I didn't
cushion?
sit on it.
Okay,
No,
okay,
no.
okay.
But I just position myself so I'm sitting above the hole. There's a hole in there,
Right.
and I want the dong to drop in the hole, you know. But
Right.
I don't know.
That's
I
funny,
don't want
dude.
to talk about it. After I
You
explain everything.
detailed that you fucking did a Jackie Chan stunt by fucking lowering yourself on the wall. You
Yeah.
Samsung yourself. You know what I mean?
I mean, that was an interesting tangent on. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Well, we went from why there's no shortage of toilet paper here,
yeah,
right?
mm-hmm.
Which went into bathroom culture.
Yeah,
Which went to you not knowing if you sharted or not yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
See? Which went into you squatting and taking off all your clothes.
What would I do without you, Danny? Like, I have my mind is just falling apart. So, yeah, I can't focus. So I needed to hear that
Right.
recap, and I've already forgot your recap.
Yeah.
So, that reminds me, when we come back from the break, we're gonna do the Dear Korea segment, and
Mm-hmm.
it has something to do with, has something to do with the bathroom. Right? I guess like, we can't get out this subject.
What a great
Yeah.
tease. It has something to do with. Yeah. Damn, man. You know what?
man.
When I first came to Korea, and then me and you were like, maybe we can do the radio, right?
Yeah.
Don't think we can do
No,
the radio.
not
man.
anymore.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I was like kind of pushing it. I think you can do radio. I just can't. I think I'm more suited to be a producer.
Mm.
Like I can't multitask on.
You can't fucking speak either. Multitask.
Yeah, I mean, right now when I said that and I didn't finish the sentence.
Yeah.
I was looking at the clock
Uh,
and looking at the recording the audio,
right.
and I'm also thinking I need to check the cameras now, make
Right.
sure they're recording.
Right.
The red dots on that one.
Yeah.
We got a couple more minutes before we go to break.
So yeah, sit tight, everybody. We're gonna have some messages from our sponsors, and we'll be back soon.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. If you're like me, I like comfortable clothes, and our friends Standard Issue Tees, they provide comfortable clothes from jeans, shirts, hoodies, sweatsuits, you name it. They even have new aprons now. So go to standardissuetees.com and type in promo code Noonchi for a 10% discount. What up, everybody? Even though I'm on an intermittent fast, there's some things that I always have to break my fast with, and it's pizza. And my favorite pizza joint is Tom's Pizza in Korea. Tom's Pizza is located in between Hongdae and Sinchon. So if you're in the area, or if you just want to make a journey, go to Tom's Pizza and tell them that you are a fan of the Noonchi podcast, and Tom will give you a free shot of tequila. Who doesn't like that? What up, everybody? If you guys don't know, both Bobby and I have gout, and we probably got it from doing a lot of drinking, but we still haven't quit drinking. And the place where we go to drink is usually Blacklist in Itaewon. The good folks at Blacklist, they have great drinks. They also have great menus. And my favorite is their homemade beef jerky. So if you go meet Chris at Blacklist, tell him you're a fan of the Noonchi podcast, and Chris says he will get you a free shot of Jameson. Free booze. Yay, gout. And we are back.
Welcome back to the Noonchi podcast.
Bum, bum, bum. You know what? Oh.
We forgot to use this today.
I didn't think any of our conversations in the first half of the episode required us to...
I was close to giving you the crickets on your joke about my day started off shitty. But yeah, it was funny though. It was humorous.
You don't have to tell me if it's good or not. I've been doing this shit longer than you had not asshole control, motherfucker. Right?
You know what? Like I know we're going to talk more about coronavirus, I guess.
Right.
But the one good thing about it is, everyone's staying, for the most part, everyone's staying home, self-quarantine.
Right.
There's a lot of live music. People are playing, doing like live shows on their Instagram Live.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I guess like John Legend did one. Chris Martin from Coldplay. Like, people are just like giving free shows,
that's
in
cool.
their bedrooms.
Right.
I've yet to do it because nobody's asked for one. I thought about bringing a guitar to the
studio,
the Chanko. Yeah.
Really?
Just to have one here. Yeah, because I think it's cool. We're trying to turn this Chanko into a man cave.
Right.
And I keep thinking, what should I have? What would you want in a man cave? Or I guess that's not PC in a because this is a shared space
in an entertainment room.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
Eugene was saying he wants to get one of those claws.
The claw machines.
Claw
yes.
machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you could get them really cheap.
Right.
And I was thinking, why stop there? Why don't we just get like an old Street Fighter 2 machine?
Right.
In here. You can get those for cheap too, right?
Right.
But in Korea, they had the small machines,
where you need the plastic chairs. That's small, like camping chairs,
Yeah. Why don't we get like 3 or 4 of them in here or we could just get one of those. We have a Nintendo system.
Right.
Right.
I'm thinking that the more you make this place fun,
yeah,
the less people want to record in here.
Yeah.
Instead, they're gonna come and be like, "Yo, fuck the recording.
Let's go just pop a beer." I mean, we got the mini fridge in here already.
Right. Oh, we are slowly
stocking it with,
turning this place into a place that we're trying to get people to come in and have a good time. Because you know what, I've heard friends or people that have watched the YouTube video version of this podcast.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey man, we kind of like that it looks like a chanko."
Yeah.
And
I cleaned it up a little bit still, but we can still see the boxes behind you.
Yeah. But I was like, not that it kind of looks like a chanko, it fucking is a chanko.
It is a storage room.
Right.
I love it though. This is like,
you know what?
Hideaway.
From my experience here, Korea really didn't, because like LA, they were like, all right, we're shutting down what do you call it, bars and nightclubs and and restaurants, only to go take out gyms, like public things, right? In Korea there wasn't really an official kind of mandate to be like, yo, shut this shit down, right?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like personally I felt like Korea we're not out of the clear. We're not in the clear with this, but I thought they were getting closer to really maintaining and managing, getting a handle of the virus spreading in Korea.
Yeah.
But then once it hit the US, I felt like I guess because a lot of my social media feed is connected to folks back home.
Yeah.
that like I'm still getting a little bit of that like, oh shit, like anxiety. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When before when it wasn't facing, when America was just kind of like it's just over there kind of thing, it's not our problem thing, like I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
But now that it's back home, you know, my parents live there, my family lives there, good friends live there, so like I'm like, god damn. And so, you know, things like flattening the curve, like those phrases are coming out, you know, in terms of social distancing, about don't go out.
I know what you're talking about in terms of like having my feed as well, like on social media.
Right.
A lot of it is from people back home, and
Right.
so that sort of kind of feeds my attitude about things as well. It's like inching its way into my psyche, I think.
Right.
That's why I was like thinking, should I be hoarding stuff?
Yeah.
Should I be buying? Is there something I don't know?
Right.
You know, or is there something Koreans aren't telling me? Like, I don't know. Like, for instance,
kimchi,
like
kimchi.
on Sunday, my wife got an alert on her phone. You know, that we get them all the time, but
Right.
she got it on hers, and I didn't get it on mine until 5 minutes later.
Right.
And I was just like, what the F? I was like, this can't be like just a fluke.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a foreigner, and you're like, and so
I mean, we're on a family plan. But they still know that I'm like not a national,
Right.
you know, like I'm an expat.
Right.
So what the hell is going on? So should I don't know if I should be like, personally,
Right.
I should have my own stash of toilet paper and stuff, because they won't let me buy stuff eventually. I don't know. Like, the Koreans aren't freaking out. They're pretty good at the social distancing, I think.
Right.
I was a little bit concerned because I was coming to the office here, to the Chanko, and it's only a few train stops from my house, right? So it's not that big a deal. But at certain hours, there's no one on the train.
Right.
But I came a couple times when it was packed. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So I let a couple pass by.
Right.
Just because I don't mind. I feel safe actually, but like I'm making decisions for my kid.
Right.
And I live with my in-laws.
Right.
So just like, but anyway, my wife told me, hey, you're just what do you call it? Because in Korea you can transfer
Right.
at the, like, it gives you the right car to be at to transfer
The app
easily,
tells you.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So I always go to those cars, and I have to transfer once to get here.
Right.
And so what was happening was there was just a lot of people that are good with time management, like in those 1 or 2 cars
Right.
that you have to be in to shave off like 10 seconds of your commute.
Right.
So she was like, just go down to one more train.
Right.
And I did. And there was no one in that car. So people are doing a good job of social distancing, except for the time management people like myself, I guess.
I mean, you know, like it's trying to be efficient, right? They're like, yo, if you are on cart number fucking 6A, or 6-4, that'll lead you straight. That'll open up straight to the transfer escalator, right, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, but you were always like that too. I mean, before the coronavirus and whatnot, you know, and before you didn't even tell me it was through the app. It was because you memorized it when we met at the when you used to live
at my
in,
old at the Itaewon stop.
Yeah, and then you were like, hey, meet me at cart 2-3 or some shit. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why? And he's like, that's the closest to the entrance. And I was like, shut the fuck up, right?
It's also because I learned that in high school, because I would meet Peter on the car number 1, like we talked in the last episode. Anyway, yeah, I remember that day.
Right. And so I remember, so I was waiting at the Hapjeong station, like, all right, I don't know why, I guess, whatever, right? And then you knew I was gonna be on that getting on that train, so you filmed me.
I filmed before we even like arrived at the station, right? Because I wanted to film the whole thing of seeing Danny come in and be like, what?
It was like a movie, bro. It was like a movie. But you know, like you know, Koreans have interesting beliefs. And I bring this up because look, man, this whole episode is going to be about coronavirus, I think. But like,
it's fine.
But you know, the things were going great in terms of getting a hold of it. and then there was a blip, an outlier, where there was a church in the Gyeonggi-do area.
Yeah.
And
Is it the same church? Was it the same church?
It was not
okay.
the
So it's just-
Shincheonji church. It was another. It was actually I don't know exactly what, but it was a sect of Christianity. You know, I don't know if it was Presbyterian or Methodist or
not
whatever.
considered a cult.
Not considered a cult,
Okay.
right? And they were spraying salt water into their churchgoers' mouths because they believed that would ward off the coronavirus.
It's like gargling salt water
Yes.
when you have a flu or like a cold.
I guess, but they were spraying salt water.
I think I saw. I did see this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went, ooh, that is, because that's not a scientific thing. That's more of a, like, you know, like you gargles, like when you have a toothache.
Yeah.
You know,
I
or
thought you were
something.
gonna say it was more like a Pablo Shaky thing.
It is fucking dumb, right? You know, but then again, like, I'm not gonna say all Koreans are like this, but back in the days when SARS was kind of running
Yeah.
rampant,
Yeah.
and my mom was telling me that there was a correlation of why SARS didn't hit Korea or affect Korea that much, and the correlation is because of the kimchi.
Yeah, because we eat a lot of kimchi, and for some reason,
That
SARS does not like attach
Dude,
to kimchi. I don't know that.
My mom, and I didn't live in Korea then, right? My mom made so much kimchi for me to eat, right?
Okay.
And I was like, all right, mom, whatever, right? And so I'm thinking, I'll tell you one thing. Kimchi don't do anything for the coronavirus, right? But I was like, you know, like it's things like that, or like we talked about this in a previous in the When in Seoul podcast,
Yeah.
where there's a belief that on really bad misemonji days, air pollution days,
Yeah.
you eat samgyeopsal,
Right.
to coat your. Dude, there is no fucking scientific justification for that.
Was that was the Superstitions
Right.
episode, right?
Right.
We talked about all that.
And again, I'm all for eating samgyeopsal
Yeah.
very, very frequently because I love samgyeopsal. But come on, man, like you can't. That's not.
That's that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I mean,
Yeah.
but people
I get
actually.
it though. Like there's like,
some people actually kind of not. I don't want to say believe it, but
Yeah.
then they go. That's their reasoning. Hey, bad air quality day. Gotta go to samgyeopsal.
yeah. I mean, Korea has a lot of interesting superstitions.
Like the fan death
Here.
is something that most people go what
Yeah. If you sleep
with the fan
in
on.
a room with the fan on, you're
You're gonna
people
die.
Right.
Any other?
There's a joke that you have
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, let's bring the corner. Bobby ruins Danny Cho's joke.
But I've only heard this joke in Korean, so do I tell it in Korean or I'll say it in English?
Yeah.
Okay. So Danny has this bit about, somebody telling him for the first time when he moved to Korea, by the way, Hung, don't sleep with the fan on in your apartment because you're going to die. You're like, it's just like, but you did it anyway. You slept with the fan on and you survived.
Right.
You were a survivor.
Right.
So you're like, this is BS. It's
Right.
like, so you totally disregarded it. And then you got your electric bill the next month. And then you wanted to kill yourself. So you understood why it
That one's better.
important.
That one's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you started dating this girl,
Oh, you're gonna go with that
but
one.
you wanted to you wanted to break up with her.
Right.
So you just started sleeping with the fan on at her place. Like, I don't know.
Wow. It started off okay. The
Yeah,
first half
I
of the
missed
bit.
the whole chunk though.
Yeah, you
And
missed out. I mean, it's too long, right? But
Yeah.
but the first part was all right. I would say that there were certain things that you key phrases and sentences that might have helped.
Okay.
I think this is a good lesson in terms of it's not necessarily just the material or
Yeah.
the idea or the premise of a joke that's important.
Yeah.
It's the delivery that's important.
Sure. Yeah.
And
It's like music.
yeah, it's just a lesson learned to all, common people that go, oh yeah, I mean, like people say that I can do this.
Speaking of comedy, like, did you see that clip of Norm Macdonald?
And his
doing,
coronavirus joke.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he was like doing a whole set to a full room of people.
Right.
But it was funny. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's the first one I saw doing stand-up comedy and like really just talking about the issues
Right.
and making light of it. But it was exactly what I needed. It was
Yeah.
really funny. You could look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, like just type in Norm Macdonald coronavirus, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, as a comedian, I've been trying to think of coronavirus jokes, right?
Anything?
Well, not even necessarily. This is kind of related to how you know, racist attacks on because you're Asian, so like people are beating up Asians.
Yeah.
Going, you're the reason why coronavirus is here.
I'm stupid.
And
all
I go,
this racism coming out of it.
and I go beyond that. The racism is stupid, obviously. Attacking somebody just because of a race, you know, is stupid. But even more stupid is if you're trying to beat up somebody for bringing the coronavirus here, you making contact with that person might actually get you coronavirus. You understand what I'm saying?
So stupid.
So meaning you beating up somebody for this for bringing coronavirus is actually a fantastic way for you to catch the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And you're a fucking idiot for that, right?
I mean, there's a guy on the subway in New York, I think.
Right.
He's like spraying a guy with Fabreeze,
Right.
like a Asian guy with Fabreeze, and
Right.
just like spouting his mouth off. It's
Yeah.
like, if you're afraid of this guy,
Yeah.
just walk away. Like,
Right.
go to the next car.
Right.
Like, why even stay there? You know, in that, like, if you're really concerned.
Right.
I mean, it's so stupid, but
Of
really,
course,
like,
and even more is that I didn't know Febreze was antibacterial spray. It's sense, fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Actually, that pisses me off more. That just it's not a because you brought the coronavirus. It's because you smell. That's how I would take it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know. Speaking of that, do you remember that story about our friend? That we talked about him and I named him Bob, but this time we'll name him something else. We'll name him Steve, right?
Yeah.
So Steve owned a liquor store.
Yeah.
Right? And Steve, at his liquor store, there was a neighborhood homeless dude that came in. They called him Mr. Stinky.
Yeah.
And the reason why they called him Mr. Stinky is because indeed he was stinky, right?
Okay.
And so, but he smelled really bad, right? And so one day he couldn't take it, and then our buddy Steve got a can of Febreze and drive-by sprayed him. You know what I mean? Well, not drive-by as in like he sprayed him without the consent of Stinky.
Oh,
You understand what I'm saying?
All right, I see.
And I went, I understand, but I go, is that fucked up though?
Yeah.
Is that fucked up for Steve to spray Stinky when he's indeed super stinky?
Yeah, that's his personal space.
Right.
You know, you don't encroach on people's
Yeah.
personal space. It's not your right. I
Right.
guess. Yeah.
Right. No, I don't know. I was like, I get it though, you know. But then, but on the flip side, with this situation where you brought up of the subway situation in New York,
Yeah.
where some dude sprayed an Asian dude with Febreze because he had the coronavirus. Here's the thing: spraying the Febreze because you smell, right or wrong, that's being effective.
That's helping them.
Right. That's no, not helping them, but it's effective, right? You smell Febreze makes you smell a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
You might have the coronavirus. I'm gonna make you smell better.
Yeah.
It's not the right
It doesn't-
solution, right? It's not effective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, so I feel like what Steve did may be wrong, but I think it was getting more accomplished,
Okay.
right? With the Febreze,
Okay.
right?
Right now, I read an article saying that it can stay in the air for a few minutes.
Damn, it got hang time.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
And it can stay on surfaces for up to 3 days, something like that. So that's some information that I don't know whether it's true or not, but it better be safe and sorry.
Right.
You know, wipe down surfaces. You know, today I came in early and I cleaned this place out. I aired out the whole place. I brought some Clorox wipes.
Oh,
and
really?
stuff, yeah.
How many times do you clean your phone?
Every day.
Really?
Yeah.
With
well,
what?
now ever since for the last few weeks,
Yeah.
I do. I wipe it down. I do. I use that spray that I was talking about. It's like a
The-
Velosa, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's this machine. I'll put a photo off if I can find a photo. I'll
Right.
put it up. But it was like $300.
So
Like we bought it for the baby.
So you said it was like the ionic water, whatever, that thing
Yeah.
that you spray your whole body with. You spray that on your on
Yeah.
your stuff that you use every day, right? Because you're supposed to, right? You're supposed to do that with your doorknobs and shit. You
Yeah,
know,
we do it for the baby anyway. But now
Right.
we just do it overtime. Like
Right.
when I come in, I like douse myself in it. Sometimes I do my hair.
Right.
Like I like just to be safe. Like
I
yeah.
saw this video of this this mom, right? She's greeting her son who came from a trip from Germany,
Yeah.
and it's online where she sprays the living shit out of him, like as he's walking.
Yeah.
There's no mom, I'm back, no hug, no nothing. It's
Okay.
like just hose them down with this shit, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that is Korean, or not Korean, that's Asian Ahjumma to the max. You know?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, maybe another, it's kind of coronavirus joke related, right?
Okay.
I was on the bus. You know how they play videos on the bus, and then it was talking about how public places, public transportation,
Yeah.
it gets scrubbed down, X amount of times a day, right?
Yeah.
And then so I was thinking about it, and it's just video of like Ahjummas and shower caps and masks and whatever uniform,
Yeah.
like cleaning, scrubbing. And I was thinking, like, back home, the people that like do this type of work are not Ahjummas.
Yeah, they're not like
There might be like, it might be like just like kids, or like it's minimum wage jobs, right?
yeah.
And I was like, you know what though, Korean Ahjummas might be the best people to clean, you know, because I think that their level of what clean is like super high. And the reason why I come up with this is because, like, when you live away from your parents and then they don't come to your house forever,
Yeah.
and then they go, hey, I'm gonna stop by, then you're like, oh shit, and then you go in and you do your best to fucking clean your place, like not a single speck of dust should be in there, right? And
Yeah.
you're like, dude, this is, I bust my ass, this place is clean. There's no way my mom and dad, especially my mom, can be like, oh, this place is clean, right? There's no way that she's gonna have to say that, right? Mom and dad comes in and goes,
Yeah.
you live like a pig.
So you can never please them.
Right. So with that status, or with that like, that's your cleaning etiquette, or your foundation. These Ahjummas must clean the shit out of these public joints.
Literally.
Yeah.
Plus that they don't give a damn if you're in there or not.
Yeah.
Like you could be in there taking a leak in a urinal,
Right.
and they just walk in,
Right.
and they start cleaning around you. It's like that's one thing about, like, I'm used to it now, but I notice people get freaked. When I first moved here, I freaked out. I was just like, oh, I'll wait till you're done, and they're just like looking at me like, what? Go do your business. Like,
I can't. There's an Ahjumma here. My
it's
penis
so
is
weird.
out. Like,
It's so weird, man. It's so weird. Even in this building too.
Right.
Like, it happens once or twice a day where someone in there is cleaning. I'm just like, so I think one time I just had to take a leak, but I went into the stall, not to the urinal. It's like, it's more private in there. But
I think this is a good segue to our reoccurring segment on our show, which is Dear Korea.
Dear Korea.
Right?
This
Dear
one,
Korea.
you were going to just stick with the bathrooms, right?
Yes.
It is a good segue.
Yes. Dear Korea, please do something about the trash can in public bathroom stalls.
Well, okay, get rid of the DooDoo cans.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
So,
I don't want to call it the shit can. I don't know what to call it, right? But
oh man.
so for those that don't know, lot, not all, but there's a lot of public bathroom stalls where they require you not to flush your toilet paper down the toilet, but rather, after you wipe your ass, throw it in that trash can, right? And the reason being is that they're afraid that throwing anything down there would clog it up, right? And to me, it's kind of gross. So either figure out the like, is it a piping issue?
Yeah.
Is it a stronger flush issue? I don't know, right? Like
Right.
get better toilets. I don't know what it is, right?
Yeah.
You know, but that is disgusting. And like, to be honest, and maybe I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this, right? But when I'm taking a shit in a public bathroom stall and it says do not flush toilet paper down there, I go, nah, I'm flushing it down the toilet.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too.
Right.
Not all the time. Sometimes I do use the wastebasket.
Right. But it's gross, man. Like when you put in your own shit TP into that thing, you smell and see other people's shit TP. That's gross to me.
That's terrible.
Right.
But when I throw it away, I fold it up and make sure that it's not visible. Like I throw it away. Like.
But even if you fold it up, it's not fucking vacuum sealed. You can smell everything.
Yeah, I know. But I always base it on the actual type of building we're in. And if, or if it's like, I normally try to just throw it in the toilet.
Right. Yeah.
Just let it, like do 2 flushes instead of, like I'll do half, let it go down and do the other half after, just spread it out a little.
Okay.
I'm guilty of not following the rules sometimes.
And I'm also kind of paranoid, like with identity theft or whatnot. I'm assuming that if somebody was
this wipe your DNA.
Yes, they're out of my shit.
What? Oh my gosh!
I know a lot of you listeners are like, Danny, why would anyone go through that trouble for you?
Oh, man.
You're not even fucking famous enough to do that shit. Why would they do that for you, stupid? But you know what? I'm paranoid. It might not be now, but I might get famous soon.
You have a weird mind, Danny. But
so in recap, dear Korea, please do something about your shit cans in the public bathroom stuff.
Yes, please.
And with that being said, thank you for listening to another episode of Noonchi Podcast.
Before we sign off, I just want to say sorry for the delay in putting out these podcasts. I know we were going to try to do it more frequently, but we've been running into problems. Plus, also getting to the studio, as you know, is not as easy as we would like it to be. Given the state of things, maybe we can figure out a way to do this remotely if it comes to that. But for now, we're going to try to do our best and get you more of these podcast episodes out. And everyone be safe and, mind your own social distance. Even if you feel healthy, bear in mind there are people that are sick and not as healthy as you. So let's do our best for them. And we'll get through this.
We'll get through this.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.